What's up, you guys, and welcome back another episode of the Smart Talk, where we talk about real struggles, real stories, and entrepreneurs that came from the ground up. Today, I got a very special guest here today. I got my boy Chris, the owner of Marz Barbershop.
What's up, man? How
What's
you
good,
doing?
Chris?
What's up, my G? How are you, bro?
Chilling, man. Thanks for having me.
Look a little nervous, dog. You didn't give someone no taper before you.
I'm not,
you
I'm
got
not a
here?
talker, man. I'm not a talker.
He said I'm not a
talker. My brother's a talker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a 50-50 owner with my brother. And Ricky Lee, he couldn't make it this morning, but he's more the talker and the face of the shop. I'm behind the scenes.
Oh, that's what's up, bro.
So, like at the barbershop, you prefer people that don't talk at all when you're cutting?
No, I want them to talk. Like, I talk in the bar. I'm talking about like on camera, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like being on camera, but you asked me to be here, so I'm here.
Shit, I appreciate you coming in, bro. Like, yeah, I want people to know your story and how you came up, essentially. So tell me a little bit more about yourself, bro.
Well, man, I'm 38 years old. I'm originally from California. I moved out here when I was 28, and didn't exactly know like what I was gonna do. You know, I was getting in a lot of trouble back home. I had to get away from my environment. My girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife, was like, "Yo, like you keep going in and out of jail. If we don't move out of California, like we're probably not gonna be together." And at that time, I had just had a kid, newborn son, and I was like, "All right." My mom lived out here when I was in high school. So my mom moved out here when I was in high school, and I stood out there to play ball. Got kicked out of school. Anyway, long story short, we ended up moving out here because my mom got diagnosed with cancer as well. So when she got diagnosed with cancer, I was like, you know what? Perfect time, bro. Like, let's just leave Cali. Let's come out here, help my mom, and figure it out. You know what I mean? And been out here ever since. So we even moved back. I moved back for a year, bro. And I was like, bro, like Cali's not it. Like, this is too expensive out here. So we moved from Cali here and then back to Cali because I didn't like it here. And then I just, really appreciated like the easy living in New Mexico, and I came back.
Nice. So. What made you want to become a barber? Like, was that in Cali or right when you got here? Or?
Man. So my godfather, my Nino, was a barber in Cali, and it was crazy because growing up in the hood, like, not to throw my Nino out there like that or like my family members, but he was addicted to some stuff that kind of like hindered him from like having a great career in barbering. But I always seen that like even though this dude was like addicted to the things that he was addicted to, he always had people. Like he always had a clientele, and I'm like, bro, like this dude's tripping. And like people were still sitting with them, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like what the heck? And then so I just kind of like growing up watching that, I kind of just watched Pete, my uncle, and what he did, and then just growing up, just going to barbershops, man. I went to a lot of black barbershops when I was young because I like tapers and lineups and all that. So I go to Compton, a lot of black barbers, and I was like, man, like the vibes are dope. Like this is kind of crazy. Like I like this, and I just always kind of like had an interest in it. So I started cutting hair like on the side, like here and there, but never like professionally. And so it wasn't until I moved out to New Mexico where I like really tapped in and was like, yo, I think I'm gonna be a barber. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was a fresh start. I moved out here, didn't know nobody, didn't have no negative influence. It was just me. You know what I'm saying? So and I ended up tapping in, when I got into New Mexico.
So how was the shift like compared to barbershops out in LA to barbershops here when you first started?
So
like a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know like exactly how the difference in the cultures of actually working in a shop because I never worked in a shop in Cali, but I've been to a lot of shops. The culture for sure is different.
Yeah.
I think New Mexico, Cali's big, and it's like people like that limelight, right? Like, oh, like the Cali, like I want to go to Cali, I want to live in Cali, I want to move to Cali. But out here, there's a lot of great barbers in New Mexico that get slept on because New Mexico is so small. Like it's a smaller market. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like out there as much as like New York, California, San Antonio, like Colorado. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a culture change. For sure.
Whenever you moved out here from LA, how hard is it to build like a clientele because you didn't really know anybody here, and that's like the biggest thing in your industry?
Yeah, so that was the hardest part for me personally. I went to barber school, and through barber school, right, I'm trying to learn how to actually like cut because I mean, I kind of had an idea of like how to cut, but I never really cut like that.
Yeah.
So I'm in barber school. I'm trying to learn how to cut. I'm trying to learn the book work and all that good stuff, and then still build a clientele on top of that. And I didn't have like people out here like that. Like I didn't go to school with people here in the States, so I didn't know like a whole lot of people, which was kind of good and bad, I think, for me because it taught me to like really get out there and like meet people and talk to people. Like I was forced in a sense to get out there and like really grind, bro, because like barbering is a self-made industry, you know what I mean? And you get what you put into barbering. So that part was definitely hard. It was challenging, but now that we're going, it's good. I mean, now I'm pretty popular out here. So.
Yeah.
Like, no, and I say because I did videography and stuff like that too for a little bit.
Yeah.
So through that, I just met a lot of people, and that's kind of, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
How it all.
And right now, how many shops do you own, bro?
So we just opened up, we just launched our third location. So we would have had 4, COVID took 1, but we have 3 right now, 3 actively up and going.
Damn,
So
that's a lot, man. That's crazy for someone that just came from LA just to come over here and basically live the American dream and open 3 shops. That's insane,
man,
bro. You should be proud of yourself, man.
I'm extremely proud of myself, but I wouldn't be here like if it wasn't for my brother, like, cause I'm kind of like the ghetto one, so to say, like the raw kind of, you know what I mean? But my brother Ricky Lee, he's the mature, like he was the mature one early on in our business, you know what I mean? That kind of helped flourish the barbershop and stuff like that. Because if it wasn't for him, bro, I probably wouldn't have 3. I probably would have been one of those dudes with 1 shop, trapping, smoking weed, drinking beer. You know what I'm saying? Like
treating monitor on his wrist.
Yeah, treating it like a hobby. Treating it like a hobby and not a business. You know what I mean? So he's kept me grounded for sure.
So you and your brother in a partnership?
Yes, sir. 50-50.
Okay, 50-50. Nice, nice.
How do you guys juggle from like being a day-to-day barber and also being a business owner owning multiple locations? Like, is it hard to juggle that?
It's definitely challenging. The first 2 years, I would say, for like that I've noticed were definitely challenging because of the fact that it's hard, right? You have family, you have wife, you have kids, but we have a good system in place. We treat the barbershop like an actual business and not just like a hangout spot.
Yeah.
So that's like the biggest thing is like our barbershop is an actual business and not a hangout spot. And that part is we got a system down. We got shop managers that run the shop. They do the day-to-day operations. Me and my brother oversee the shop, and then my brother's wife, she runs the back end of our shop. So she does all like the taxes, the financials, she deals with all the state board stuff, she does all that. Me and my brother are the face of the shop, and then we have the managers that run the shops.
How hard was it to find the right people to be put in those positions?
So that's probably one of the most challenging things about our industry, especially like with social media, like the way social media is nowadays, right? Because you look at like, you could jump on Instagram or TikTok and see like influential barbers that have 300,000 followers or a million followers making money. Finding the right people to be in your business is probably the most challenging aspect of any business. Like I mean, you own a business, already. Like that's probably the hardest part is like staffing and people you trust within your business when you're not there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So we got a good squad now. We got a good team, so to say. Like I said, the shop managers kind of run the whole overall business, and me and my brother just kind of oversee it. And when we feel like things need to be if we need to step in and kind of take control a little bit or adjust some things, we do so. You know what I mean? But finding people, you could teach people how to cut hair. You can't teach people how to be a good person.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like you could teach anybody. I could teach you how to cut hair. Any barber could teach you how to cut hair, but we can't. It's your character. It's how are you presenting yourself outside the barbershop? Like how are you walking around presenting yourself? Are you drinking and driving and you smack somebody and you know what I'm saying? And then like, oh, that dude works at Marz Barbershop. Like what? Like
you don't want to go there.
Yeah, you don't want to go there, bro. Like for real. Like that's the most challenging part is dealing with all the personalities and fighting social media because everybody has this perspective of like what being a barber is, and it's not like that, bro. Like you know, a lot of people think you're gonna come out of barber school and make 6 figures in your first year of cutting hair. You want to come out of barber school charging $50 for a haircut? Like no, bro. Like
yeah, a lot of people have the prep persona that barber is like an easy industry to get into and shit like that.
It is the industry to get into. It's sustaining it for a long period of time. It's the hard part.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you could look across America, bro. There's a barbershop on every corner.
Yeah.
So why would the clientele come to your shop over this shop?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you have? Yeah. So, like I said, you could teach anybody how to cut hair, but you can't teach character and like work ethic and all that good stuff. And that's what we look for first. Me and my brother had this joke because I'm like, I'll take a girl that works at a salon that knows somewhat how to cut hair versus some kid who just graduated high school who's icy. You know what I mean? Because like we could teach the girl at the salon how to be icy and how to cut, but we can't teach the kid how to be a good person.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't teach that.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing to get. And that's the biggest struggle with owning a barbershop for me and my brother personally.
So it's not just the business, but it's also like an extension of how you present yourself.
Absolutely.
You'd say, yeah.
Absolutely. You're a walking billboard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go, do you want high-end clientele or do you want the hood clientele? I mean, I'm cool with both. I'm hood. I'm the hood one, bro. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with both. But I like the high-end kind of money. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That makes sense.
So you saying that, you know, it's kind of hard to struggle with your time management as far as like, you know, friends, family, loved ones, and managing all the other shops. Like, I feel like a lot of customers aren't really considerate of barbers' timing as far as like showing up late or they're getting mad at you because you don't have much availability. Like, how do you feel about that? Like,
It's natural, you know. Like you got like as a barber, I always think 'cause I used to get mad. Like clients would be like, "Yo, bro, like you're running behind. Like my appointment was at 11:30." I'm like, "Sorry, man. Like this client, like the client before you was kind of late." You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So, I'm in the people industry first. So that's why I look at it. Like I'm into like serving the community and the person first rather than cutting hair. So it's all about communication. Like if I feel some type of way, like, hey, listen, man, like I understand I was late, I was behind, but this is kind of why I was late and or behind. Vice versa, because the next time, you know what I'm saying, he might be late to his appointment, or the next time I might be late to the appointment. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be like that mutual respect between client and customers. You know what I mean? It's just open line of communication, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing.
And then I'm assuming you cut like different races, different ethnicities all the time that come into your shop. Like, how do you handle like working different types of hair texture and hairstyles? Like, is that hard to like get down?
So I'm not gonna lie, man. When I first started cutting hair, you can ask my brother, bro. A black dude walk in the shop, yo, I'm in the restroom. I'm in the restroom hiding out. Like, hey, bro, like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm from East LA, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not that many blacks in, you know, a black demographic in East LA. So, but over the years, man, you get a couple homies. I met a couple homies, some black homies. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm not really good with black hair. Like, can I lace you up? You just start practicing, and it just all comes down to a time and experience.
Mm-hmm.
The longer the longer you do it, the more you do it, you're naturally gonna get better at it, and then just being comfortable. And then once you have that confidence, bro, like you just go. You know what I'm saying? You're just like Palestinians, blacks, Asians, whatever, bro, Mexicans. You're just like, I got you, bro. Fuck it, just send it. You know what I mean? So it's not that hard. Hair is hair. You adapt and you learn over time.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
So I know tipping is really big in your guys' culture. Like, what's your personal opinion about like customers tipping or not tipping? Like, does that shit actually make you upset, or like you kind of just brush it off?
So it makes me okay. Tipping is always, for me, is always like icing on the cake. Like it's just extra. Like I charge my worth. Like if I feel like my haircuts are worth $30, then that's what I'm gonna charge you. If I feel like my haircuts are worth 40, that's what I'm gonna charge you. Anything you give me on top of that is just like, it's appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you don't. I get it. Like sometimes people don't tip for different. Some people are just tight. Some people are just on some hard times. You know what I mean? So I understand that. So tipping, it used to get me mad when people wouldn't tip, but as I've grown in the industry and in the barbershop, it don't bug me. It don't bug me as much as it used to. I don't like the young kids that come in that will sit there and brag about, you know, I'll say that, bro. The guys who brag about how much money they make and what they buy, those guys that don't tip piss me off. Because I'm like, bro, you just talk about like you bought a brand new band, you got this, that you just took some chick on a 5-star date, popping bottles. You know what I mean? And then you're over here like, yo, bro, want a tip? Nah, I'm straight.
No,
I was like, what? Like, bro, like what? Like I'm making you look good for your date, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna tip me $5 at least, like. But for the most part, nah, man. I charge my worth and whatever I feel that I'm worth it. As long as I get that, I'm cool. And I give away a lot of free haircuts, to be honest. Like I do give away a lot of free haircuts. I'll just be chopping someone up and be like, you know what, bro? This one's on me. I mean, if you rock with me for, you know what I mean? If you rock with me, I'll like, there might be times I might give you 2 free haircuts back to back. So, yeah.
How do you acquire new clientele? Like, do you give them out a free haircut? Like, for example, when we had at the lounge, you were cutting up. I know you gave me a free haircut, but I don't know about the other people that cut with you.
Yeah. So it just depends, man. Like barbering's a grind, right? Mm-hmm. So like, however you like because there's building a shop, which is what I'm on now. Like, I'm not building a personal clientele for myself. I'm building clientele for like overall business. Mm-hmm. But if you're like a individual barber, just to say you were cutting hair, you would build your clientele a lot different the way I'm gonna build clientele for like a whole overall business. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for like an individual barber, man, like you get what you put into barbering, and that's just what it is. Like you want to make, you know what I'm saying, like $2,000 a week. That's easy. But if you're lazy, you're gonna make $400 a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
So
how much you grind.
it's all just getting out there grinding, man. It's being a people person, talking to people, letting everyone know you cut hair. Always marketing yourself, so especially like with social media and all that stuff. Now, like, there's no reason to not market.
Yeah.
Even if you're lazy, bro.
Yeah.
You're on Instagram and TikTok anyway. You might as well just be doing something like constructive on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, but building a clientele, that's pretty easy nowadays.
Yeah, speaking on that, so I know you own multiple shops. What type of like vibe and like ambience you want to bring to your shop? Like when people come in, like you want to make them feel a certain way. Like what kind of way you want to make them feel?
Yeah, well, let me just start off with saying like when I first got into barbering, I wanted a trap shop. I wanted to be like that shop, bro. Like I would see like certain shops out here in the city. I'm like, bro, I could get popping like that. You know what I mean? So I wanted a shop where you could pull up, smoke a blunt, drink some beers, cut hair. That's the kind of barber I originally wanted to be.
Oh.
As I started opening up shops, though, I realized like that's not the move, bro. Like you want to cast a net out to like a variety of people. So you want like the grandmas, the moms, the dads, like the hood, lawyers, doctors, APD officers. You want everyone coming to the shop, right? So my mindset kind of shifted from being such like a trap shop barber, so to say, to like the overall like professional part of the business. So like the vibe that we try to let off is family friendly, community, all that good stuff first, and then cutting hair. You know what I mean? Like we want to cater to the community. We want to be a family friendly shop, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
I mean, that seems like the best way to grow.
It is. It really is. And God, bro, I don't know if you guys are religious or not, or if you guys believe in God, but we put God at the center of everything. So we put God first, family, and then the business. And people always ask, like, bro, like, why did your business grow so quick? Like, you guys haven't even been in business that long, and you guys have essentially have 4 shops. You know what I mean? But like, how did it go? I'm like, bro, like, we put God first, bro. Like prayer, God, family, and then the barbershop and people. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. When it comes to, because I know your industry you have a lot of competition with other barbers, barbershops. Like, what do you do to kind of like stay above the edge as far as like competition wise?
You know, man, I played sports a lot as a kid too, and so I'm very competitive, but I don't really worry about what shops around me are doing. I peep game, right? Obviously, like as a competitor, you kind of watch and you see like what people are doing, and I don't really worry about what the shops around me are doing. I just focus on what we want to do and what we want to portray our shops to be, and how to get there. And I just keep it pushing, man. So I don't want to say that to be cocky, but I don't really worry about what my competitors are doing, because I know what we do and how we do things and the way that the structure that we have, it works. So I don't have time to sit there and look at what my competition is doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I sat there and worried about the competition, bro, like, okay, our new location on Montebo and Mana, there's 5 barbershops. We're like in the middle, and there's like 5 barbershops around us. And yesterday, or Tuesday was our first day open, and I think we had like 9 fresh faces that never been to our shop walk in. Yesterday we had like another 8. Now, for a barber, that's not a lot of people, but for a brand new shop that hasn't had no marketing,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't really worry about, to answer the question, I don't really worry about what our competition does. I worry about what we do.
That's good, man.
And
What
just get
motivates
focused.
you then? Because like you said, you come from a background of sports. So when you play sports, obviously like you get motivated by your rivals. Like maybe a star player, like, oh, I think I'm better than that.
Yeah.
You know.
So what motivates me now, man, I can say, is the freedom to be able to like spend more time with my family. Like not missing out on like my son's events, my daughter's events. Like that's my biggest like motivators, having more time for my family. It's not even the money. Money will come and go, bro. Like ultimately we're all gonna die, and we're not gonna take this money with us.
Yeah, we don't take that shit.
So yeah, we're not gonna take it with us, bro. So money's gonna come and go. So
No, I'm taking my shit with me, bro.
Yeah, I know. He wants to be
I
married with
feel
A
that.
whole
all.
duffel bag with
The
me.
way,
got-
the way
yeah.
Shawty's, I believe it, bro. She's like, nah, give me this, bro. I'm taking this with me.
He's gonna want to be buried
Yeah.
in the back of the lounge with the coals and shit.
Nah,
Like,
Take my
Sure.
Amex car with me, dog.
But that's what motivates me, bro. Honestly, is just the freedom to be with my family, like to be able to have that freedom and still be able to make money and a decent living. You know what I mean? I'm not a fancy guy, bro. Like I don't. Even like in the barber industry, you could look at like barbers, bro. You see barbers with Gucci belts, like designer clothes.
Yeah.
You know, they're cutting hair in a fit that costs like $1,300. Well, I got these pants from Walmart. You know, I'm wearing some $70 Vans. You know what I mean? Like I'm not money driven. And so yeah, being with my family is probably the biggest thing.
biggest motivation.
Yeah.
So what's up, man?
I have my toys, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not like designer,
camera
but
stuff,
I have like my
yeah.
camera stuff. Yeah, geek out on it. I have my
Get
motorcycle.
your
You know what I'm
bike and
saying? So,
shit.
yeah.
I mean, you spend your money on what you think it's worth. That
Yeah.
time, you know, 'cause
Yeah, absolutely.
you're trading your time for money at the end of
I'm
the
a
day.
huge
so-
Raider fan, bro. So you catch me during Raider season,
Yeah.
bro. I'm in Vegas. I go to like 4 Raider games a year, bro.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what I mean? That ain't cheap to go to Vegas and go
Oh
to
yeah,
those
no,
games.
Vegas is not cheap, bro.
So yeah.
Not cheap at all.
Yo, bro, is barbers beefing? Is that shit real, bro? Because I feel like I hear that shit all the time. Like, yo, fuck that barber. Like, I don't fuck with him and shit like
You
that.
hear that? As a client, you hear
Yeah,
that?
bro, I
Like,
hear that
like,
shit all the time. Do you hear that shit, Evis?
Not really, bro. I don't really tend to like ask about their beef because like
I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of barbers, and they'll beef. They start beefing.
What do you
with
think?
other
Like just being like a client, like what do you think it is? Let me flip
people. I think
the-
it's just competition, bro. Like they just, they want more money. They want people coming to them. Like,
Yeah.
They want to be top dog. That's what I'm assuming because I'm a very competitive person.
But
too.
I mean, I guess my mindset is like being a top dog, like being labeled the top dog, like does that put more money in your pocket?
I mean, in
like,
a way,
I
it
mean,
does. If you can,
you think so?
you can charge more for your cuts. If
I
you
mean-
consider more of a high value barber, you could charge more for your cuts.
I guess that comes back to being like not caring about what the competition's doing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the barber beef, it's real. Like there are shops out there, bro. I've had clients leave my shop. I mean, not clients. I've had barbers that cut at our shop, leave our shop, made really good money with us, but because like things just didn't like, for business wise, right? Like I just felt like, hey, we have to go in another direction, bro. Like, what you're doing in our shop is not really meshing well with what I want out of my shop. So it's nothing personal, but like you're just not a good fit for our shop no more. Bro, I've had barbers leave and call like state board on us.
That's
What the-
crazy.
Like, because, bro, for real. Like, there's multiple shops out here, and I'm not the only one who's dealt with it, but we've had barbers that came to our shop, didn't even know how to cut hair. No idea how to cut hair, but we put them on, and they got really saucy, they got really good, and their heads got, like, their egos got really big. They're like, oh, bro, all you care about is money, this and this. I'm like, yeah, dog, like, it's a business.
It's a business, yeah.
It's a business, bro. Like, I'm not money hungry or driven. I'm not robbing you, but at the same time, like, I'm
Everybody's
supposed to
gotta
make
get
money.
cut,
Yeah.
Like we're all supposed
You're
to
the
make
business
money.
owner.
Yeah. So then, but then at the same time, bro, it sucks because we've had a shop where we had like 8 barbers, and 6 of those barbers walked out
That's nuts.
and started their own shop right down the street from us and took the clientele. So now it's like me and 2 other barbers just sitting there, bro. Like, dang, bro, like we here 9 hours a day, 3 barbers trying to rebuild it. You know what I'm saying? So the barber beef is real, bro, and I think a lot of that comes down to the competition, like you said. Everybody wants to be the big dog. Gossip. Barbers are gossipers, bro. I'm guilty of it, bro. I'm the biggest, bro. I grew up with a bunch of girls, so I'd be like, really? Oh, and then what happened? And like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even.
Getting all
But
the scoop.
barbers gossip, bro. Like, and I think that's big too, because you'll have like, say you cut out my shop and you leave my shop, and you go work at another shop. And you're like, oh, bro, those dudes at Marz, those fools are scumbags. And then it just starts like the gossip, you know what I mean? And then people have like this idea of how you are, not even knowing you as a person, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. I don't worry about, like I said, I don't really worry about what everyone's doing. There's enough money in the city for everybody to eat. If you want to be that trap shop, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're a client and you want to go to a barbershop and smoke weed and drink beer, there's a shop for you to go to. If you're a client, you want to go to a shop where they're dressed in suits and ties, and you know what I mean. Like there's a shop for you to go to. So there's a market for everybody,
Yeah,
bro.
different niche for everybody.
Yeah, and if you just ignore all the outside noise and just do you, and really stand on what you believe in and your core values as like a business and as a shop, like you'll be all right. So
And I know you take pride in your work and your shops and like what you built, like based in Empire. But like, what do you feel like are some cons in your industry? Like, dude, I really hate doing this or that.
So I hate babysitting. I feel like if you're a barber, bro, I hate it. Like when you come in, I have to like hold your hand, like how to make your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because barbers will come in and just sit there with no clientele and just sit in a chair and just wait for walk-ins to come in. And then complain about the shop being slow or whatever. I'm like, bro, like, you're talking about the shops being slow. Like, you're saying my shop is slow, but this barber's done 8 haircuts today and it's barely 1 o'clock. And you were here at the same time as he was and you have no haircuts. So I hate the babysitting, bro. I hate that. I hate the barber beef. I hate like all the barber drama. I try not to get involved in that, which is why, like, not to knock on it, I don't really do like a lot of barber battles out here. They have like a bunch of like barber battles, like local barber battles and stuff. I don't even like associate with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's not gonna benefit my business in no way.
I mean, but I feel like it would in a way if if you do well in the competition, you place high, like people like, oh, what shop you own, like Marz Barbershop,
Not really, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it does. Like being in like being an owner, I don't think winning like a barber battle brings like that much clout to your shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe within the barbers, like within the like little small barber community, but your average client, like
They're not looking for that.
your average client is not walking into your shop looking to see if you have trophies mounted on, barber trophies mounted onto your shop. You know what I'm saying? That the average client's walking into your shop and they're like looking around. Is your shop clean? Are you presentable? Can they bring their kids here? Can can I send my wife to this shop without one of the barbers trying to pipe down my wife, so to say, like, you know what I mean? Because it does. The industry be like that, bro.
That's slimy, man.
Bro, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
I
about.
know you know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, so,
Slimy, though.
so like, I think that's more beneficial than actually winning a barber battle. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I feel like that's subjective, though. Like, you can go to one barber and be like, yeah, I fuck with this barber heavy. Like, he cuts my hair, like, fire. And then somebody else goes to them, like, bro, he fucked my shit up,
yeah.
So, like, it's subjective. Like, every person is going to have
I'm
their
a barber.
preference.
I'm a barber, but I'll be the first one to admit, like, say it. Like, I think I'm a pretty good barber, and I've had dudes where I laced them up, and they turn around and be like, yo, Chris fucked my shit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I didn't, bro. Like, what are you talking about? It's just like you said, it's subjective, right? It's
yeah.
subjective. So the biggest thing for me is building a clientele that actually wants to be there with you, like, and that comes down to like the client relationship barber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I cut your hair. How many people have I got from the hookah lounge?
Oh,
This
a
was
lot.
couple.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, I've gotten a few people from the hookah lounge, and you know what I'm saying? Like, people like me, bro. Like, they rock with me. The ones who really rock with me are the ones that I tap in with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always got to be constantly building though, bro. Because like, as a barber, you're building, and then people are moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to constantly be like, you can't get comfortable.
Yeah.
Can't get comfortable in the industry because you can lose your clientele fast. It takes you a long time to build it, but you can lose it fast. Few times being inconsistent, you know what I'm saying? And they're gone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Chris, you know how many times I've heard that? Yo, I go to this barber, he's fire, bro. Cuts my hair amazing. He's just inconsistent. I'm like, I got you, bro. Pull up. So.
What about pricing? Like, how do you, because, there's a lot of barbers out here that will charge 50, 60, even 70 a cut. How do you stay competitive with pricing?
Man, the $70 barbers, bro, like, I think that's kind of crazy. That's just me personally, right? Like, because hair grows back.
Yeah.
And I think $70 for a haircut is crazy. But I'm not a hater. So if you're a barber charging $70 and you're getting it, more power to you, bro. Like, I'm not hating on it, you know what I'm saying? But I charge, like I said, I charge what I feel like we're worth, you know what I'm saying? And then we base our prices based off of really like the rents of our shop. Like, because you got to cover overhead
Yeah.
of the shop. That's the biggest thing, bro, is like covering the overhead of the shop. You know what I mean? A lot of people think we make thousands and thousands of dollars being, owners, and that's not the case, man. Like, you don't, being an entrepreneur, a small business, bro, like, you have a lot more risk than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not backed by big companies or corporations that could bail us out of like any jam. You know what I mean? That we get into. So we gotta make good decisions. But the pricing, yeah, we price our haircuts at a fair price that we feel is market value and that we feel that we're worth to. You know what I mean? Because we do offer a lot in our shop that I feel is a little. I feel our shop value is a little better than most shops. Like what we bring to the table as far as coming to our shops.
I agree with that.
So,
I do agree with
and
that.
that's not a knock on the industry. Like, there's a bunch of great shops out here in New Mexico, and some people might take that and be like, "Oh, these fools think they're the shit." You know what I mean? But no, it's just I personally feel like that, and I'm not knocking no one because there's some great shops out there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Bro, what are your future like plans and goals for yourself and your business? Like, how far do you want to take it?
So my personal goal, like my personal plan, I want to move to Vegas eventually, like Nevada. That's where I want to end up at. But for the business, me and my brother, we want to get into like the real estate game, bro. Like, we want to own the plaza. Like, we want to put, like, everywhere we have a barbershop, like, we want to own the plaza that our barbershop is in. So real estate would be like, I guess, so to say, would be like the long term. The long term goal for the barbershops. just using the shops as a stepping stone to kind of get to where we want. You know
What?
what I mean?
Why in Vegas? So just because you're a Raiders fan, or what?
Nah, I just love Vegas, bro. I wanted to move to Vegas before we came to New Mexico, but at that time, bro, with the mindset that I was in, I wouldn't have lasted in Vegas, bro.
Yeah.
My relationship wouldn't have lasted. Most definitely wouldn't have lasted in Vegas.
It's a lot of temptation.
I would have been in trouble. You know, just
Yeah.
my mindset. I was just young, and the way my mindset was at the time, it wouldn't have been good. So we moved up. So we came out here, and I think I'm more mature in life now. I'm a little older, right? I'm a little older. I'm a little more mature. You know what
Basically,
I'm
he's
saying?
saying he was a sinner, dog.
Oh yeah,
We all are.
I'm a
We
sinner
all
for sure.
are.
I'm a sinner for sure. You're a sinner. You're a big sinner.
No, I'm a good boy now, dog.
A good boy now.
I feel that.
Shit.
But yeah. I mean, you guys come to my shops, man. Like, what do you guys think about the shops? Like, compared to other shops, like in the city. I like to get feedback too. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's more, like you said, more family driven. Like,
Yeah, it's family orientated for sure.
your shop is like one of the first few shops where I walk in, I'm greeted by every barber. Where a lot of shops that I've walked into, like, obviously, like, I know the barber that I'm going to, but I don't talk to the rest of them at all.
Yeah.
And
But
it's-
you see, but that's intentional though. Like the way my barbers, like, not, I don't want to say my barber, but the way like the company or the barbershop greets everybody, that's intentional. Like we teach that, and if
Yeah.
you're not going to be a part of that, then you're not a good fit for our shop.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
But it builds that sense of community,
yeah,
which is like
absolutely.
makes people feel at home. Like it's probably like if, I don't feel too intimidated, but like let's say like somebody new in the city walks into a random barbershop, everybody just stares at you, doesn't say shit to you, you know?
And it happens, bro, because people will walk in.
That shit happens all the time,
Bro,
Yeah, I
you ever
know,
get that
like-
awkward look, like,
Yeah.
cause you'll be sitting at my shop sometimes. You ever like you kind of walk in and they have like that awkward look, like,
Yeah, like
you know
that
what I mean?
shit.
Like,
Yeah,
hey, bro, like he's walking in, but your average shop, nobody would acknowledge that guy. Why? Because everyone has their appointments, they have their own clientele, like so no one will acknowledge that guy walking in, you know?
Yeah.
And that might be the dude that's gonna tip you, pay the haircut, and tip you $50 on top of the haircut.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You
So-
never know who's walking into your door.
Never,
Yeah.
never. But we cut everybody from like, bro. I mean, I'll never forget one time, bro. We had this guy. He had an active warrant. He was on the run. Yeah, for real, bro. He was like a fugitive, fugitive. We had a lawyer. So it was him, a lawyer, an APD officer, and then like some dentist or something. I'm like, dang, bro. Like this dude's on the run. This dude's a cop. Like, you know what I'm saying? This dude's like a lawyer. I'm like, bro, this is like a weird, just like.
Dynamic.
That
Yeah,
dynamic going
that's
on right
networking
now.
right there. You can
Yeah.
hire the lawyer for the fugitive. The APD guy
Bro,
can arrest them.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, bro. It's super crazy. You
Yeah.
never know who's gonna walk through those doors.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of like barbers just kicking it, and all of a sudden like some famous person or whoever would just walk up in a shop and be like, "What the hell? Like that's so and so." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy I know, his name is Randy. He sold his company for $270 million. He was telling me a story of how he went to New York to a barbershop, and he asked the owner, he's like, "Hey, can I take a video? Like, I post videos on internet and on Instagram and stuff, and I just want to post when people come to New York to come to your barbershop." Dude said no. He's like, he never
What?
stepped foot there again. I'm
Really?
like, bro, that's a $270 million client. Like,
Bro, so I'm all about the
Yeah.
videos, bro. Like if you look at like our Instagram or whatever, like you'll see like we do a lot of video work.
yeah,
So we're all about that, bro. Like we've had the news come out and do a segment on us because we were doing I want to say it was right like during COVID,
yeah.
and well no, we had a kid. I was cutting a kid and the kid committed suicide.
Oh,
One of my clients that I was cutting, cool
Yeah.
kid, bro, just committed
Yeah.
suicide. So we have put this post on Facebook like, hey man, like again, we're a family friendly barbershop, right? So like, hey man, like if you're like a kid in the community, like there's other options. Like you don't have to like do this. Like you don't have to like go. Like there's people out there that truly care about you. You know.
Yeah.
We put this big old, bro. We had some crazy phone calls, bro. We had people calling our shop like, hey, my son's going through a depression. Like, can you guys? They wanted us to like, what do you call that? Like
Intervention.
yeah, like an intervention. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, like we're not counselors. Like, I'm like, I mean, he could pull up and play the PlayStation, and we could kick it and just chop it up. But we're not like counselor. But that caught wind, bro. And I think like the news came out and did a segment on that, and you
Yeah.
know, so we're all about like,
Hey man, a fresh taper makes me happy, bro.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, a haircut does lift you up.
Yeah,
so
that
you
does,
never know.
bro.
Yeah, man. People see the industry like the barber game, and they think it's like just being swagged out and cutting hair and making bread, and that's part of it. Like that's definitely has like.
That's the glamorous.
Yeah,
part
that's the
of it.
glamorous
Yeah.
part. But
Yeah.
like, bro, like just the relationships you make, like cutting hair is actually crazy because you
Yeah.
never know who you're gonna cut. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I said, I cut everywhere from like felons to fugitives, like people on the run. people who, you know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
cops, to we had the mayor, or the governor or something like that pop in on my nephew one day, and he cut his hair. So it's pretty. You never know who you're gonna come across, man, and that's the interesting part of being a barber.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. I really appreciate you coming out here and like really telling people your story. And I hope any like young entrepreneur or young barber that wants to get in the industry, they get motivated by your story, and like you inspire people to like be better as a barbershop or just a barber in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we end today's podcast today, I want to give a huge shout out to our two main sponsors. We got Hookah Kings, the top-rated hookah lounge in New Mexico, where we pride ourselves on great customer service and a great hookah experience, and Marina Media, quality content for your image and business. And I see you guys next time on the Smart Talk.
Yes, sir.